Hurricane Milton, as predicted. A lot of people was asking me like, Anton, what happened to the show yesterday? Well, we had a couple problems with CBS. And so it's there, but it's not. And so we're challenging it. And until we do, what I'm going to do, I think today, I'm going to edit out the part where CBS, I guess a 60-minute interview, the full one. They didn't want anybody to have, authorization to be able to react to the full one. And so what they did was they basically said, hey, we're going to block it. It's not a strike or anything, but they said we're going to block it. So until I can actually get it back up and just be able to repost the live stream, I'm going to edit out that part and I'm going to re-upload it today so that people have the full show and that you don't have any interruptions or disruptions with that. But anyways, as predicted yesterday, it is a Category 5. It is strengthened to a Category 5 now. A lot of people don't realize that Category 5 is absolutely catastrophic. It is 100% catastrophic. And for some reason, people are not heeding the warnings that the Tampa mayor said. They're not heeding the warnings of the media. They're not heeding the warnings of the president. They're not heeding the warnings of the governor. But it has strengthened into a Category 5 and it's going to move further south. And so this is currently what's happening with Hurricane Milton.
Hurricane Milton is closing in on Florida as a catastrophic Category 5 storm. It is poised to be one of the most destructive natural disasters in Florida's history. Officials just forecast the storm will hit as a Category 4 along the west coast. Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, you can see down to Fort Myers, all in the path. Big population centers, all extraordinarily vulnerable to a predicted huge storm surge. The outer bands are now being felt. Bridges to some barrier islands have already been shut down. Officials say if you can get out, but that window is closing. CNN is stationed along the coast. First, let's get the new forecaster, meteorologist Derek Van Dam. Derek, tell us what you're seeing.
Yeah, John, we are less than 24 hours away from one of the most powerful top 10 Atlantic Basin hurricanes to ever form that will impact western and southwestern portions of Florida. This did not weaken overnight, and those are sobering words because we're only a matter of hours until we experience tropical storm force winds in this region, and it's only a matter of hours before we start to see the water levels start to come up. The latest track from the National Hurricane Center does show a Category 4 major hurricane making landfall late tonight into early Thursday morning. The exact location of that most powerful right front quadrant of the hurricane is so important. We know this is a game of miles, right? One computer model still showing a worst case scenario for Tampa.
I wouldn't even be in Miami, and Miami was not one of the initial places that they said that needed to be evacuated. I wouldn't even be in Miami. I would be nowhere near Florida. Worst case scenario, they need to go to evacuation centers to make sure that they're above high ground because, again, the preservation of human life is priority number one. But it's a lot of people. Man, you wouldn't believe. People were sending me Instagrams and TikToks yesterday of people all over the world sitting there reacting to, or people that are directly in the line of sight. It's people in Fort Myers, Tampa, Sarasota, St. Petersburg, or wherever it is that y'all are. All of those people that's in that concentrated area, it is people over there that is basically saying, we ain't going nowhere. We in our mobile homes, we in our regular cribs, our one-story houses. They said we ain't going nowhere. Next, I'm actually going to go through a YouTube video of a woman that is explaining, and we're going to react to it together because I have not seen it, but it is something that is going viral apparently. It is a woman that is basically saying, yo, listen, I ain't going nowhere, and let me explain to you why. So I want to see what her explanation is, and I want to react to it in real time. But how can you not get the hell up out of Dodge in this?
Bay, but there are other computer models that bring it to the south. We should expect these types of wobbles with this type of an intensity of this magnitude. These storms tend to wobble back and forth, and that again determines who will see the worst impacts. One thing's for sure, the catastrophic winds will not be confined just to the coastline. They will stretch far inland. And notice this updated map. This has extreme catastrophic winds, that's major hurricane force, from Hillsborough County into Lee County, including Charlotte, as well as Sarasota. Now, in terms of this unsurvivable storm surge, again, it is that right front quadrant that is so critical. 10 to 15 feet. You can see that includes Sarasota, the Port Charlotte region. We are watching the satellite depicting every moment in its track as so critical on whether or not this has a southerly component or a northerly component and who gets the worst impacts. Flooding rain will be a concern.
People keep saying they're not going nowhere because they don't have no money. They're giving you free resources to be able to get to evacuation shelters that's not even far from where it's going to be hit. Stop. Okay, you know what? Maybe this is the purge that is about to happen because of hard-headedness. People are so hard-headed. They was hard-headed in the biblical days. They hard-headed in 2024. People are hard-headed. You can't tell them nothing. They gonna make every single excuse. That's all right, because there ain't gonna be no way for you to talk about why you didn't leave in a minute if you don't get your. It's probably already too late, to be honest with you. People are hard-headed. They hard-headed, bro.
Concern from this, John, we're talking about over 2 to 3 months of rain falling from the sky through the duration of this storm. It's already been raining. We've already seen tornadoes spinning up in Miami-Dade County earlier this morning, and that will increase through the course of the day today. I'm going to leave you with this, John. We have a rare risk of excessive rainfall leading to flash flooding, where you see that shading of pink. Remember, if we've learned anything from Hurricane Helene, it is these rare high risks that cause the most destruction and also the most deaths.
There is so much to be concerned about, so much we have to pay attention to. Derek Van Tam, we're going to keep coming back to you throughout the morning to get the very latest forecast, because every little movement, every little wobble impacts millions. Let's get to Randy Kay, who's in Sarasota, Florida right now, right in the center of this path. Randy, what are you seeing this morning?
Yeah, good morning, John. It has been raining steadily here this morning. We know that conditions are expected to get much worse here because we are, as you heard, potentially in the bullseye for this storm. We are on South Shore Drive here in Sarasota. You can see there's a dock behind me and some water, and that boat.
I'm honestly, I want to call a family member right now and ask them why they didn't get the heck up out of there. I genuinely do. Because, listen, my own people is the same way. My own people. I sit here and report on this stuff every single day. My own people, my own blood family members is like, I think I live far enough away from Tampa. I live in the Tampa metro area. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
We don't know how long that boat will remain there. We're also seeing some lightning here in the area as well. But we are expecting a potentially record-breaking storm surge of 10 to 15 feet here. They thought Helene was record-breaking at 7 feet here. So certainly they are very concerned. They're also concerned about the winds that are expected to pick up this afternoon, about 40 miles per hour and up, starting with the tropical storm force winds this afternoon. We're hearing some thunder in the area as well. People, John, have been evacuating here. They know what Helene did. They see the debris around the neighborhoods. People have emptied out their homes. One woman told me she spent 15 hours cleaning debris out of her home after it was basically destroyed by Helene. So there's debris all over the neighborhoods that can potentially turn into projectiles. There's also people boarding up their businesses, their homes. The restaurants are closed here. We spoke to one woman who told me that her husband rode out the storm on Siesta Key, one of those barrier islands that is now shut down. He was chest deep in water. He rode out Helene there, and they are still staying to ride out Hurricane Milton. Here's what she told me.
Now, as this hurricane is barreling down directly on our community, it feels like maybe Helene was just a rehearsal for what's to come. They're talking possible 15-foot storm surge. None of us in 100 years have seen anything like this. It is shocking.
So why you staying? You know how high 15 feet is? Listen, in my best days, we was hitting that, not even touching the rim of a 10-foot rim. 10-foot rim all day long. 15 feet, 50% higher than that. I'm not even sure Dwight Howard can grab that if he jumped up and grabbed. Man, that is, 15 feet is insane, bro. 15 feet, that's higher than what some box trucks sit at. 15 feet waves? Mayor said, listen, if you still here, you're going to die. If you still here, you going to die. Insurance companies probably going to be like, they warned your ass to get out of there, didn't they? They warned you, didn't they?
And John, they are riding out Hurricane Milton on the 9th floor of a condo building in downtown Sarasota that is built to withstand a Cat 5 hurricane. So they hope to be safe. John?
Randy, the thunder, the lightning all around you, just the beginning of what will be a chaotic day. Please stay safe. Let's get right to Isabel Rosales, who is in Tampa now. Tampa, I know, bracing for the worst case scenario. We can see the rain falling on you.
John, good morning.
Maria, what's going on, Maria? Talk to me. Help me to understand, Maria. What the hell is happening? Yo, let me go off script for a second. Anybody that's saying they stand and they're actually there, and I need real people. I'm genuinely curious. If anybody is saying that they stand, only the people that are literally there in the Tampa area, not in the outskirts, not all the way up in Georgia, nothing. If you are a person, Maria, and you don't have to be on camera, I'm not going to put you on camera. Help me to understand. I'm going to put that link in the chat. If you are a person that's deciding that you want to stay, Maria, call in and let me know why you stand. Help me to understand why this makes sense for you. I'm just curious. I just want to know.